I'm making sure y'all got your seat belts on here. Here we go now. Pretty sure I'm gonna get a call from the ball and chain any minute now. Dispatch. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Unlike some, when I hop in the driver's seat, it is time to go to work. No, dang, I've only been up for 20 minutes. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. We gotta be present. Be ready to roll. Doesn't matter that I tossed and turned most of the night. Because I don't have enough hours to make this delivery. Who's going to drive today? I guess I am. Who's here? Somebody's here in the live. I need to know who is going to drive today. Somebody drive so that I can deal with my DM who doesn't want to. He is not present, and he hasn't been present for a while. I don't know what's going on with him. This job is probably sucking the life out of him, because now he's just like every other DM in that office, to where I sent an email. Like, really? I sent an email. No, I can't do that. I can't do anything. He doesn't, there's no follow through, so I don't know what's going on with him. I'm not sure I want to know. It's probably this job sucking the life out of him, just like everybody else. Okay, I'm not here to complain about my job. Although things will be changing soon. I know I've said that before. This time, hopefully, let's pray that I get accepted to join another company. I'm waiting to hear today or tomorrow. Good morning, Tina. Good morning. Good morning. Did you see that thumbnail? That thumbnail is from Ellen B, and she was part of the last square swap, and she is just finishing up putting all those squares together. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's make sure when dispatch does call that I can hear them and I'm not going, who is this? What? Like I have been doing with this new thing. This new thing that doesn't work very well. Are we connected? No. Oh, here comes one of those poor dogs. I fed a couple of strays last night. Here they come. I wish I had more. I gave them my last 2 cans of dog food. All I have left is enough to keep Benji in food for the next couple of weeks. One of them has a leather harness on, and of course I couldn't get close enough. Come on, thing. Oh, you poor baby. They're coming over here because truck drivers dump their garbage over here by this old burn barrel, which is not a garbage can, and they come over here. Okay, power on, I think. But yeah, I went out and fed them my last 2 full cans of dog food, which I have other stuff that Benji's eating now. And I like to carry a small bag of cheap dog food with me for these strays. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You guys ate it all last night. But yeah, they tear into this garbage. They're going to tear into this one bag. She's looking at, it's like an old, like a hot dog tray that I put the canned food in for them last night. You know, it wasn't just about feeding them. It was also about distracting them so that I could give Benji a break. Okay, let's do all the things. DIR. Okay. Doing all the things. And I only have a little over 9 hours on my clock today. And I have well over 800 miles to go to delivery. And I'm only getting back, so I can drive for just like 8.5, 9 hours today. And that's not going to get me very far. And then tomorrow I get back 5 hours. I won't be able to make it to Tacoma in 5 hours. So, let's see. Who do we got here? Well, I am in, I think it's technically like, well, I'm in Fresno County, California. I'm not over by Fresno, which is over on the 99, which is, it runs parallel several miles that way to the I-5. I'm pretty sure this is Fresno County. I'm south of Patterson. And I'm going to get as far into Oregon today as I can, but I have a feeling I'm only going to make it to either the 63 mile marker, or if there's enough time, I'll push to the 86. But we'll see. We'll see. Is it 86 or 186? I think it's 86. Yeah, for the Heaven on Earth restaurant. I think that's the 86. But since, you know, I can't go that fast in California, and besides, I'm not going to change how fast I go. Let's see, are we there yet? We're almost there. Yeah, we're at 15. I'm turning you guys around. It is a gorgeous morning out there, you guys. It is so nice. I love waking up someplace different every day, and soon I hope to be waking up in places I haven't been in several years. I'm so tired of this West Coast stuff. I'm going to be getting, I know, it is gorgeous out here. And it's all agricultural, and there's some coastal mountains over there to the left. You'll see in just a second. It is gorgeous. Okay, baby, let's drag this trailer to Oregon. Good morning, Diana. Good morning, good morning. So good to see you two this morning. I see there's more in here, but I only know of you two, which is fine. Lurkers are welcome. Okay, let's get a little, you know, it's 6:30 in the morning and I already need some air. It's warm out, it's 71 degrees, but the glass in this truck. Hi, Kat. Good morning, good morning. The glass in this truck, it's like a furnace. It makes it like a furnace. It's beautiful in South Carolina. There's low humidity. See, that's what I like. I like dry heat and I like dry cold, which is why I plan on retiring over on the other side of the Rockies, Wyoming, Colorado, somewhere in there. Semi-arid climate. Out on the plains. I love it out there. I mean, I have been to some beautiful places driving truck, but I lived in Colorado for many years. training horses. My husband was working overseas, and I loved it over there. Just loved it. So my prayer is that when I retire, I can build. Dude, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I'm getting over it. He is right off the white line. Woo, he's close. It's 71 in Oklahoma City. Whoop, whoop.
High five.
Well, it's 71 in Fresno County, California. What about you, Tina? What's it like up at your place? Okay. Let's see. I've got the cruise set at 59. I really can't go any faster. I found out the hard way a little over a year ago. They give you tickets for that here. It's going to be a beauty day here in Ottawa today, sunny and 21 degrees Celsius. Good morning, Connie. 73 in Louisiana. See, we're all pretty close. Well, Tina, I don't know what Celsius translates into Fahrenheit. Good morning, Connie. Good morning. Get rid of that. Yeah. So much going on. Connie, did I hear right that you have suffered a loss? The kind of loss that I can relate to. I am so sorry. I know what that feels like. I know I'm kind of slow to catch up on all the latest on my YouTube. Yes. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And Connie, I apologize ahead of time. If somebody says your name, that prompt is still going to come up via Nightbot. I meant to get in there and change it. I meant to, but I don't know, maybe it's a fond memory to see it. Man, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can certainly relate. I dream about Dooley. Good morning, Mary. Good morning. Did you guys see the thumbnail of all those squares? Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. Let's talk about something fun. Our last square swap. That thumbnail is from Ellen from the spring square swap when she got all her squares in. I think it was yesterday. She said she's getting ready to do the final touches on putting them. Oh yeah, we need to name them, Tina. Oh, you know, I was just watching one. Dooley was so, it was like he was aware of the camera. He would look at the camera and, you know, facial expression like, welcome to my channel kind of thing. I was just watching a video yesterday of Dooley sitting next to me, staring at the camera like he had such presence. Benji he's like, I don't care. Just don't, he does not look, he does not sit up yet. We're working on it. We're working on giving him some camera presence, but Dooley would just, you know, I'd be sitting there looking at the camera talking, and he'd be looking right at the camera himself like, yes, this is my channel, and this is my mama, and this is my squeaky donut, and yes. Now I got tears streaming down my face. I don't need that. don't eat that. Makes it hard to see through all the bugs on the windshield. But anyway, that thumbnail is of Ellen putting her squares together from the spring square swap. And yes, definitely focus on the happy ones. Last I heard yesterday, she was finishing up putting all those together, and didn't that make an amazing eclectic blanket? I mean, now I'm inspired to get mine out and put them together before I get back to the yarn bus, because I've got them all here on the truck, and I think it would be like, I'm going to be shut down early tomorrow. Maybe I should do that, because I don't have enough hours to make this delivery. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? And now we're doing the our elfin squares. Hashtag our elfin squares, which is the video describing that is linked down below. And you have until November to get all of those squares done for that square swap, and that is so exciting. Oh, Tina, I'm happy. Good morning, Nisi. Good morning. Good morning. So we've got the our elfin squares in the square swap, and I imagine that those squares, I'm going to kick off the cruise, let this guy by. I imagine that the our elfin squares is going to be even more fantastic. We are only doing 2 groups of 20 people in that one. They're 8-inch squares. They're all done in a DK. They need to be blocked out before you mail them, blah, blah, blah. All that information is linked in that video down below. That one is going to be even more fabulous, and you have until November to get that done. The link to all the information. Good morning, Robin. The link to all the information in the Mountain States Children's Home Crochet Along. Thanks again, Nisi, for talking about that in your lives. Please spread the word on that. We need many, many more hands to help get all those blankets and Somebunnies sent to the children at the Mountain States Children's Home. And that is the big charity crochet along we're doing right now. What else is going on? I don't know. I can't think. Okay, I am present. I tossed and turned until the wee hours of the morning last night. So, and I've only had a couple sips of coffee, but I am ready to roll. Gotta be present in my job. No excuses. What else? We got Robin's Crochet Along. That, did I link that? I'm sorry, Robin, I haven't linked that. But Robin's got a crochet along. If you want to share a link to the beginning of that, only 6 days behind on YouTube. You're getting there. Good. Very good. I know what it's like to get behind, let me tell you. Good morning, Leather. So, yeah, all the things. My scorched earth list, I feel like I'm not falling behind on it this year, although I'm a couple years behind on it. But all the information for, okay, the Our Elfin Squares, the Mountain States Children's Home Charity Crochet Along, that's all in the description box. Oh, yeah. I'm so behind. I'm like 2 years. I've got like a 2-year scorched earth list to get through all my projects. And I started my scorched earth list, I believe, 4 years ago. So I'm having trouble keeping up with that. Now, one thing I did link way down there in the description box before you get to the affiliate links is the Crazy Sock Ladies Ravelry group. And the reason why, for those of you who haven't heard Robin and I talk about this, is she hosts pretty much, it's just a make-along. It's not a competition like Sock Madness, but it's just it's called Summer Sock Camp, It is knit and crochet. And to enter to win one of the, good morning, fantastic. Oh, isn't she great? I just, you know, Robin just turned me on to her YouTube channel. And she, about a week or so ago, started this year's summer sock camp. And all you have to do is start a pair of socks, crochet or knit, post them on her Ravelry group, which is linked down below, and you are eligible to win one of the many wonderful sponsored prizes in this year's summer sock camp. Now, I have donated a prize, a wool Jeanie. Robin has donated, Robin, what is, it's a gift certificate for Bigfoot Yarns. Robin's fantastic new little yarn store. You know what? And Denisha, you know, Denisha comes in here and she pretty much just slaps him down. She puts him in his place. So you just keep him in line, Connie. Yeah, okay. So yeah, she's donated a yeah. He can be fun, but I think he gets on Denisha's last nerve. It's fun to watch her put him in place. Because he can be a little creepy at times. So anyway, the Crazy Sock Lady, it's not a competition. It's just a fun summer, you know, make along. Thank you, Connie. There's a whole lot of things I still want to do. Some things are not working right. A lot of things need to be updated. A lot of things need to be updated. So we've got that going on. Well, the key to the random, yeah, Leather. Oh yeah, absolutely. Niles cheats. The key to Nightbot randomized responses, at least for me, I use a website called Pastebin, and there's a way to program in all those random responses, and then under Nightbot, under custom commands, it gets triggered by things like hi, hello, like Ellen. If somebody types in Ellen's name, there's a response that comes up. Ellen, what do you think of my thumbnail? I would love to, Connie. I would love to. I was watching Spring a week or so ago, playing with Nightbot responses. She had some that I was interested in, and I don't know, I wasn't in a position where I could really tell her a whole lot about Pastebin. It's Paste, P-A-S-T-E-B-I-N, Pastebin, and how that's the key to randomized responses. It's fun. It is fun to play with it. And I should have some time at the end of the month to sit down and play with those a little bit, because I'm going to be taking a little more time off than I normally do from driving truck. Things are changing. I think I'm going to take a little more time off. I don't know yet. I shouldn't say that. Nothing is solid yet. But things are in the works for me to change companies. We'll see. I might be flying to Salt Lake or driving to Salt Lake here in the next month. Well, the cruise, I do have a cruise planned. Robin has a cruise planned. A lot of us crocheters are booked on the Bliss for an Alaskan, a 7-day Alaskan cruise beginning and ending in Seattle, April 12th through the 9th, 2025. Oh, did you see the thumbnail, Ellen? That beautiful thumbnail that I have up for the live. I was telling everybody about the the spring square swap and how you're either there or you've got like a finishing touch left to finish up that blanket, and I'm just thrilled and I'm inspired to go ahead and start putting mine together. Yeah, I love it. I love it, Ellen. Oh. So, and that just, when I look at that, I'm inspired to get mine out and video me putting those together the way I have recently learned how to put squares together. Oh! Awesome! I still have like 3 more squares to attach, and then oh, Nisi, I can hardly wait to see it. Finished the border yesterday. It's not perfect, but it's absolutely, yes. And it's not going to be perfect. And so that's what I'm going to show in my video, is how, you know, you use increases. You either increase on one side or decrease on the other side in order to get those squares, you know, because those squares are not going to have the same number of stitches on the side. Oh, Connie, putting squares together is a crochet rite of passage. It's like, once you have put squares together into an Afghan and finished it with a border, it's a rite of passage for crochet. Oh, there's a good deal. Oh, yeah, the Northwest Yarny Cruise for us crocheters. Good morning, Jill. Good morning. Oh, yeah, check out the Postcard Design Challenge, where you're challenging me to design something for you next year. Oh, yeah, that cruise. I am so looking forward to that. It is fun. It is kind of funny. We are going to giggle. We're going to giggle at you a little bit, because it truly is a rite of passage to put some kind of, you know, square motif together. So here's one of my little pet peeves, which I get over. A granny square is a granny square. A granny square is a motif, but a motif isn't necessarily a granny square, right? There are, and you know, when people start calling these other squares granny squares, I'm like, it's not a granny square. Oh, 70% off for your second person. Oh, you guys better get booked. Granny squares are so easy. Oh, and really fun, especially if you do them according to the traditional granny square. I like to call them a real granny square, but a granny square is a granny square. If you're turning at every row, you turn and you slip stitch over into the corner. Even if you're changing colors, you turn and change your color starting in the corner. Well, oh, I know. I started crocheting in I think I was in the 6th grade, somewhere between the 4th and 6th grade. I know I was going to grade school. And I'm trying to think what year our colt was born, because I started crocheting just before our Appaloosa colt Blue was born. Cool, very cool. And that was somewhere between the 4th and the 6th grade. I like to say 6th grade because I don't want to overestimate, but I don't think it was 4th, I think it was 5th grade, maybe. I don't know. It was one of those summers before he was born. Blankets are, oh, you should try the fruit garden blanket, Connie. I never got bored making that, baby. It was so gorgeous, and that yarn was so amazing. You should try the fruit garden. Oh, Jill, are you volunteering? For me is crochet Victorian lace curtains for my bathroom. I want progress pictures because I want to do cafe style curtains for the motorhome, for the yarn bus, because I like old cafe style. But so what size are you using? Thread? Are you trying to kill? Hey, I got it done, and if I can do it, you guys can do it. Yeah, it's like a valance on top, you know, it'll be straight across. Like, I want to do it in thread, you know, straight across. The fruit garden is fun. I'm still not finished, but yes, the fruit garden is fun. So is Connie. So is the Gumball Afghan that we're making for the Mountain States Children's Home. That's right, Connie. That is absolutely right. You could do the Gumball Afghan, and if you're going to do the charity, you know, do it for the children's home. I've got a code. Oh, well, it was fun for me. And it seems to be fun for Ellen. Absolutely, Connie. I agree. I agree. And the Gumball Afghan, you should check out the Gumball Afghan by Tony at TL Yarncrafts. We're making those and Somebody's from Miss C's Cottage for the Mountain States Children's Home in, it's between Longmont and Loveland, Colorado. And we hope to have over 30 of them sent to them for Christmas. You're doing a Tunisian blanket? I love that. So are you doing panels? Or do you have enough like cable length? Fashion 3 thread in white. Oh, perfect, Ellen. I love it. I love Tunisian. So, oh, that Gumball Afghan is so much fun, you guys. It's just interesting enough to keep you from getting bored, but it is fun. 2 blankets for the children's home. I love it. Yes, when you complete each task, exactly. It feels so good. Oh, so you're making, so it's like one big Tunisian panel. Is that right, Nisi? I love that. And which Tunisian stitch are you using? Are you using several, you know, in different, like a stitch sampler, or you just use, oh yeah, ooh la la, that's right. That is right. That is absolutely right. I love the feeling of completing something. Even completing those silly squares that I started for our elfin squares. I mean, you know, I sit here and talk about a 2-sided granny. I did 4 of them just one-sided. I just did it. Just got lazy. I got lazy. But they still look great because they didn't twist in the middle because I was finishing off and starting new colors in, that's right, Robin, don't be afraid. Yes, 1 Tunisian panel. Okay, have a great day, Nisi. I think Tunisian's pretty awesome. Of course, I've never made anything larger than, you know, a hot pad and a dishcloth. But I do have a really nice bamboo set, you know, with interchangeable cables that I got from Clover. Not high-end, but not, you know, not exactly, you know, the lowest price point. Oh no, Judy has an idea. What is that idea? I'd like to hear. That's a scare. Yeah, I want to. Is it regarding Bigfoot Yarns? We got to hear about this. Oh, you don't know yet. Okay, well, that's pretty scary. Yes, too many big ideas. I got lots of ideas going in my head, especially after watching Tony at TL Yarncrafts put together those granny squares that she did in fingering weight merino wool, and the drape on that blanket is just amazing. So now I am on the hunt to do something similar. I'm combining two projects in one. I need to do my granny square, like complete granny square. Oh, she's home. Excellent. Oh, that is such good news, Robin. Robin's sister, who is also her boss, who owns the art shop that Robin works at, and where Bigfoot Yarns takes up a tiny space in, she just had a hell scare, and it was pretty scary. So I am happy that she's home from the hospital, and she's bored, and she must be feeling good. So anyway, Tony at TL Yarncrafts, put together that blanket, and the drape on it was so heartbreaking to me that I have been inspired to combine my granny square tutorial done in a 3-weight with doing a blanket similar to that. And so that'll be assignment number 3 in my crochet skills development course. And then I'm gonna close. I'm not gonna do any more in the crochet skills development course, because now that I've been trained, I've taken the instructor training and got certified through the American Crochet Association. I want to go a different direction in teaching crochet. So I want to, go with proven methods. So I want to finish that out. I've been wanting to finish that out for about 3-4 years now. So I'm combining that. So instead of using the fingering weight superwash merino, I'm going to use a 3-weight superwash merino. It will not be as emotionally moving as the one that Tony did. I have no doubt. But I will, I might use a 4.5 millimeter hook. They were little squares. Are you talking about Tony's? They were gorgeous. Gorgeous. You saw that video where she put together 80 squares, and what she did was she was collecting these mini hanks of superwash merino for a while. Hers were just leftovers. Tony's? Oh, Tony's were all these, she was collecting mini hanks of, maybe we're talking about two different things. She was collecting mini hanks of fingering weight superwash merino for a while, and then she started pulling that, these hanks out. She caked them up and started doing, all different, her minis she was collecting from different yarn shops. They were still in hanks. And then in 2020, she started caking them up and started making, she picked them up here and there from different shops. That's right. And so you did watch it. Look at you. You did watch the video. And oh yes, and from Advents, those Advent calendar type things. She did. Oh, I know. I'm not even a quarter of the way through my first cup today. She did. She picked up mini hanks, fingering weight here and there, and she used the mini hanks that came in those Advents. Oh yeah, you did. You saw it. And she said that out of a mini hank she could get 2 of her little granny squares. Yeah, right. You couldn't resist because it's so beautiful. And so fingering weight. Now she did use a 4mm hook with that fingering weight. And that is where that, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, my chest explodes when I see the drape and movement in that blanket. It is so gorgeous. And it's nothing but 8 round granny squares. And of course she does them the original way. She turns, oh, it's that one video where she used oh, now I can't remember whose tutorial she used for a granny stitch join. It was a join as you go. She just took all the squares, put them out, and then she, I want to say Hooked by Robin, but I don't think that's it. That's not who it was. It was somebody that most of us have heard of, you know, one of the more prominent crocheters on YouTube. And she just followed the video tutorial and used a creamy white and joined all those squares together. Oh, man. Yes, she did. She said it in the video. And if you keep watching that video, you'll see her putting all those squares together. At one point she was eating a really yummy looking salad, and I was thinking, okay, so this is funny. I'm watching her. She's eating this salad, and I'm thinking she eats on camera like a lady. I eat on camera like a pig in a trough. She's so classy. Oh yeah, that video, I've watched it 4 or 5 times just because I love watching her go through, or listening to her go through. Good morning, Thrifty. Yeah, and I keep wanting to say Hooked by Robin, but I don't think that's right. She said whose, granny join she used, and it was the second time that she had used it, and it just turned out beautiful. And good morning, Paula, good morning. And I have been so inspired that even though mine's going to be a 3-weight superwash merino, I am going to do pretty much the same thing and use it for my granny blanket, like full on from beginning to end tutorial. I'm doing a granny blanket for the Crochet Skills Development course last assignment. And then I think that those 3 assignments in that playlist will be, just one way that a beginning crocheter can just follow along at their own pace. I am going to offer an incentive for, level 1 crocheters to go through, do all 3 assignments, and send me all the progress and then the final pics, and I'll send them a gift. But like I said, after going through the crochet instructor training, I'm going to start going a different direction. Oh, I know. She lays them out and she's like, do I want to do, this way or this way? And then she goes kind of corner to corner in a fade. And that's another example of someone who understands a color wheel, setting out. Yeah, she went from one corner to the other corner using a fade, and she absolutely understands color way more than I do. But recently I watched a video from Tina's, the mosaic. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she has all the mosaic blankets, and she's here on YouTube, and she's on Ravelry, and she's on all the things. And I'm doing her the one who does the Montana blanket. She recently, did you ever go through and really watch that video, Robin? I know you kind of, breezed over it once, but I have watched it a handful of times, And the way she explains the color wheel is so much better than any other video or article or educational post that I've ever seen. I like her friends and family, you know, comparison. Yeah. Oh, you've seen it a couple times? And I don't know about you, but I found it way more, I absorbed that way more. I mean, I've got color wheels and I use them occasionally, but now I have a better understanding of it. And it's a very high level understanding through her video. It's very basic, but I love it. Oh, did you see it, Leather? I loved it. I thought that was a great way, because I thought that was a great way to get those of us who really don't use a color wheel to understand better how it works. And I have seen all kinds of videos on color wheels, but they start using, you know, words that have more than 4 letters in them, and then, you know, this truck driver's lost. But now I'm starting to get that. I don't remember what those, you know, the words, you know, you got the triad, and then you got 4 corners, and you got all these things. Hang on, you guys. Slow down. Okay, yes, I first learned that for that half double crochet, and that's all about getting your hook to the correct position to start the next round. I don't do that because most of the time I just turn and slip stitch like 1 or 2 stitches over, and I find it just as easy. I don't do it. I have done a lot of projects where you want your hook to end up in a different position, so you use a stitch. Like that Victorian Dream square that I did for the spring square swap, there were many rounds where you had to use a stitch instead of a slip stitch. There was one where I used a double crochet, and another round where I used a treble, actually, to get my hook in the middle of what would normally be a chain space, and that just repositions your hook. Yes, I have seen that. That's been around for a while. Have you seen Divine Debris log cabin blanket with a color fade? Oh my goodness. So is it a send me a link to that, Ellen, like in Messenger or in Discord or, you know, an email. And what I want to know, but my question about that is it a continuous log cabin, or are they log cabin squares? I love log cabin squares. I love log cabin squares. Love them. I have a color wheel. She made it, yes, she made it much easier to use. And it's a more recent video, and I think it's called Tina's Color Theory, because it's T-I-N-N-A. Tina's Color Theory. And that was a great video. And I've saved that in my, you know, tips and stitches and techniques playlist that you guys can access. Pretty sure I've got that public. That's a pretty big playlist. You know, it's a bunch of other people's videos that I appreciate. Did she do them in individual? Oh, see, and I love the log cabin. Love it. I started a log cabin years ago. Still a level 1, level 2 crocheter. And I was using a burgundy, like Karen Simply Soft, because this was back in the days when I loved Karen Simply Soft. What is it with us? We start out thinking, and I've seen this not only in myself, but in several people, not everybody. we start out, you know, we discover Karen Simply Soft, and it's like the greatest thing since indoor plumbing. And then later on, we're like, man, I can't stand this stuff. It's like we graduate through that phase. And I'm not saying I would never use that again, because I think it has its place. I think it has its place. But the shine on that was just fabulous. And I started to do a log cabin Afghan for the Linus project, because I was just discovering, you know, doing charity stuff. You've never liked it? Okay, Jill. Well, I have heard from several people who are like, you know, I used to like that stuff and now I don't. And I am the same way. Good morning, Denisha. Good morning. Formerly known as Denny. Yes, this is Denisha, everybody. Everybody say hi to Denisha. Yes, in the beginning, I thought Karen Simply Soft was just fabulous. And now I would still use it if I thought the project I was working on was, you know, that it was appropriate. But oh, good. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I'm glad those things. I would like to update. I made my oldest daughter a log cabin square, and her then husband threw it away. Oh, wow. Oh, bless his heart. See, Denisha doesn't like it either. But in the beginning, I thought, oh, this has such a beautiful shine to it. I'm so sophisticated, making a log cabin Afghan out of Karen Simply Soft. Nah, I never did finish that blanket. I passed it on to somebody else, a friend of mine. And I went on my merry way. I'm not sure. She probably frogged it. She probably frogged it, but like I said, oh, and I made the most gorgeous hot pink poncho with 6-inch fringe all the way around it for a little girl in our town. It was a commission piece, and the shine on that hot pink, she just wore that so proudly. Yeah, it is splitty, but you know what? I am not the crocheter I was back in, see, I did all this back in 2016, I believe. Yeah, I think it has its place. I don't think I would have as much trouble if I was using the right hook. I don't think I today would have as much trouble. But I tell you what, in the beginning I sure did. And I had to crochet very slowly and methodically to make sure I didn't split it. But that hot pink poncho was so cool on that little girl with all the fringe all the way around. And that was a crochet crowd pattern where I made 2 flat panels and attached them and then put fringe around. Oh, it was amazing. It was so easy. I'll have to look for that picture. That little girl was so adorable in that. Stained glass Afghan. I think that would be fabulous in Simply Soft. With that shine, I can picture that in my head. Because the colors, oh, the colors and the shine in Simply Soft is fabulous. It's definitely not my go-to yarn. I am not, yeah. Imagine even if I did a beautiful project with it today, I wouldn't enjoy it as much as, say, this Bravo worsted. Holy cow, you guys. I am making the Gumball Afghan out of Bravo. Oh, that link doesn't work, you guys. I still haven't gone in and the Bravo worsted doing the Gumball Afghan, I am so enjoying. Oh yeah, send me a pic, Tina, and I'll share it in the community tab, and I don't know if I'm going live in the evening again, probably tomorrow. We'll see. I would share it in the live too. In the sit and stitch. Okay, yes, Jill works the night shift, you guys. Good night, Jill. I hope you sleep well. I got done late last night, so I did not crochet. I was going to, and then I'm like, oh, I was so late. I was trying to push to get north, but I can only go so fast in California, and nobody's going to push me to go any faster. Been there, done that, got the ticket to show. Yeah, I haven't either. I want to say 2016. I want to say that's the last time I used it. It was on that log cabin Afghan and on that little girl's poncho. I didn't mind it too bad, but I was still, I mean, yes, it's splitty yarn, and I may still, even today, have trouble with the split. I had to crochet slow and methodically with that. And I probably still would have to do that, because it is splitty. Even though I would be using a Clover SoftTouch, those help me not split yarn so much. I still think I would have to be, I mean, I'm a methodical crocheter anyway. Oh, you know what, and maybe, Denisha, if you tried Simply Soft today, you would just flow right through it and not have any trouble. I don't know how long ago it was that you tried it. I know it was, I'm thinking 2016, so what is that, 8 years? Is there a space between the exclamation? I don't think there's supposed to be a space in that prompt, Thrifty. Try it again without the space. I think that's just exclamation point commands without a space. Oh, what does she have? What does she have? What do we got there? I'll have to go see later if I remember. You know, I'm going to blink between now and then, so I could forget. Oh, so it wasn't that long ago. Okay. Well, and like I said, you know, even with using that Clover SoftTouch, which is very blunt, hook and tip, I could still be splitting that yarn. Gotta go slow, slow, slow for me. Niles is gonna take credit. Anytime you say thank you in the chat, he's gonna take credit for it. Typical guy. sorry to all our guy crocheters. Well, this guy is facing the wrong direction over on the shoulder. I wonder what's going on there. Wonder what happened. That's a nice looking Kenworth, old body style. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool truck. So I could use prayers, you guys. I'm praying that this other company accepts my application today or tomorrow. and lets me know, and we can schedule orientation at the end of June. I really, really, really need prayers. Oh, okay, okay. See, Denisha, he's going to take all the credit. That's what he does. Yeah, I need all the prayers. I've been praying. I could certainly use all of you praying. Thank you, thank you. Denisha is probably one of our biggest warriors here. YouTube. Yeah, I catch myself. Sometimes I get a little crazy, not paying attention, and I will slit, and it's like I have to frog that out, smooth it out. Thank you. That's exactly right, Denisha. That's what I want. I want God's will. We'll see. You know, I've quit this company 3 times, but I hope to be done now. Things have gotten so toxic. I want to say toxic. I feel like it's time to, well, and it's a small company, and I'm always afraid that Market Express is going to go the way of Celadon. Now, Celadon was one of the companies a few years back. There were several companies. Celadon is just the one I can think of off my head all the time, where all their drivers out on the road, I believe they were a 48-state company. They were coast to coast. They had drivers all over the company, and they said, and they sent out a message over their, whatever they used, Omnitrax, Samsara, people, whatever they were using. Thank you, thank you. The message was sent out to all drivers. Your fuel cards have been shut off. You need to, like, figure out a way to go home. I feel like I can, here we go. Okay, yeah, Qualcomm by Omni for you guys. Very streamlined, but oh my goodness, they are doing so much in sales. They are the #1 selling skincare company in the world. They are the #1 selling supplement, vitamin, mineral supplement company in the world. And that's because of quality. They just stick with the quality. Thank you, Tina, for doing that. I do love my Amway. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've been with them since like 1994. I love them. So anyway, yeah, I'm afraid that, so yeah, the Qualcomm tablet was the brand of tablet that we used with May Trucking Company, and the service was called Omnitrax, and Omnitrax went down for a week back in 2018, and our Qualcomms wouldn't work, so we had to down like nationwide. That was weird. But yeah, Celadon, whatever system they were using, you know, there's PeopleNet, there's, like, this is a tablet where we use the Samsara software. There's all kinds of ELD tablets and softwares out there now that companies use. Anyway, yeah, it's Celadon. They just shut them down, and it wasn't the first company for that to happen. And even the DM that I have, you know, I was really relying on, it's like, I don't know what's going on. I get the impression that maybe the company is sucking the life out of him because now he doesn't. Yeah, Stevens used them. They've probably moved on. A lot of companies have moved on from those. They might still be using an updated version of those. I don't know. I don't know what May Trucking's using now. They have brand new tablets. I don't know if they're Qualcomm tablets. or if they're still using Omnitrax or the Zonar. I don't know what they're using now. But anyway, a lot of companies went down just like that, and my DM, you know, I don't trust him now. He has gone the way of the other lifeless zombies in the office, and it's like, you know what, I sent an email, we'll see what happens. There's no follow through, there's no like spark or desire to do that, to follow through. And like yesterday, it's like, well, do you want me to drop this in the Portland yard and have one of the locals run it up to Tacoma? Oh no, you know, 4 hours isn't long enough to make a 2.5 hour drive, and 2 days ahead of time apparently is not long enough time to, you know, go get that done, to go make that happen. So I'm like, whatever. But then last night I got to looking at my hours, and I can't make delivery in Tacoma. So we're going to be in another snit. I'm anticipating another snit over my hours, because now he's going to have to. Oh, I just got the notice for Discord. Thank you, Ellen. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that. Thank you. I want to see that fade. See, I've always wanted to do a fade. I do pretty good at, you know, colors that I like, you know, that are my favorites. But beyond that, like I wanted to figure out a fade for a couple of things. It's like, man, that just doesn't look right. But if I go back to elementary basics, like Tina talked about in her color theory video, I think I can do it now. You know, I can at least get started, and then maybe I can take some courses and get more, you know, education on color theory, because I love color. I love it. Like the fruit garden blanket, I followed her recipe one, like, color pack, but I didn't use that yarn. That was the Stylecraft Special DK. That's the yarn. Robin, did you use... You didn't use Stylecraft, did you? For the, anyway, that was, recipe A was the color that I wanted, but I didn't want to use that yarn. I wanted to use the cotton bamboo in the Stylecraft Naturals, but I didn't want to use the colorway that she used in her recipe number 2. Yes, okay, so you did. Okay, so recipe number 2, I wanted that colorway, or I wanted the recipe 1 colorway, but I took those colors and transferred them into the Stylecraft Naturals cotton and bamboo. Oh, you used it for Lizzie, not for the fruit garden. The fruit garden you used, didn't you? Because you were standing in Hobby Lobby crying because you couldn't find, what was it, buttercup, something, some color. I don't remember what yarn you were using for the fruit garden. And fruit garden. Okay, so you, okay. Dang, that's like I'm just so, buttercup yellow. Okay, sorry to bring up a very bad memory, Robin. I'm sorry. Okay, are we going in? Nope. Scales closed. Do not enter. Whoop whoop. Let's have a cup holder party anyway. Cup holder party, because we are not going into the scales. We are rolling. We are not wasting any time. Stupid buttercup yellow. Woohoo! That's the green light, people. I got the green light. Well, you found something, right? You found something that would work. I don't remember now. It was such a trauma thing for you that I think I blocked it out. Other people's trauma. I block it out. Buttercup yellow. Speaking of buttercups, I have been noticing wild buttercups blooming and you know, areas on the sides of the freeways. I just love seeing that. I think those you know, wild buttercups are so beautiful. Hang on, everybody. Hang on. Put on your helmets. Yes, you can't even hardly see the day. Yeah, oh, after all of that. Well, and there might be more of it later on in the blanket, like in a border or something. Anyway, you're doing the duck egg colorway. Which I love that duck egg blue. Ah, that is gorgeous. I liked the more buttery yellow colorway of recipe 1. But that duck egg blue is gorgeous. But now after watching Tina's, you know, color theory video a handful of times, I seriously feel like I could do a really nice fade, especially in a mosaic. Oh yeah, that is I don't know what it is about that color, but I love it. I love duck egg blue and I love periwinkle. Can you imagine those two colors together in like that, in that creamy sunflower Afghan sunflower granny that I was talking to you about yesterday? Let me tell you guys what this conversation was. I watched Hometown. It's a you know, it's a TV show. You know, it's kind of like from, you know, Fixer to Fabulous kind of TV show, and it is a couple in Laurel, Mississippi, Ben and Aaron, and I just think those two are so adorable. I love them, and I love watching, you know, them fix up these houses for people. You know, it's one of those home reno shows, and I love watching them on Discovery Plus. Well, recently they did a part 2 of a reno. They did like this second half of the house for this group of siblings. Their father had passed away and had this house in Laurel, Mississippi, and they wanted it renoed to be a place for the family to come together, because the family spread out all over the country. So anyway, this is part 2 of that reno, and towards the end, when you know, when they stage it with all the stuff, all the furniture, all the tchotchkes, all the things for the reveal, she held up a crocheted sunflower granny, like a sunflower granny, you guys, and it was mostly done in whites and creams, but there were splashes of grays and silvers and blues in it, just splashes. You know, like on one square there were like petals of blue, and then on another square, like the center and maybe one of the rounds was blue, and there were grays and silvers in there, but it was mostly creams and whites. And the color in that it was so randomized, and it was the most gorgeous sunflower granny I have ever seen. And it had movement, it had lots of drape, and of course now I want to know, did Erin make that blanket, that Afghan, or did she have a friend make it, or did she find it at one of the local shops? You know, where did that thing come from? And I tried to take a screenshot of it, but for some reason in my Discovery Plus app, when I go to take a screenshot of something on a show, it's just black screen, and I have no idea why. So I just have to keep a mental note of where that's at. But you guys, it was a fabulous sunflower granny. And think about doing something like that with the creams and whites and doing like a periwinkle in there and a gray and a duck egg blue, just randomly throughout the whole. And this Afghan was like, I'm guessing it was 5 feet long and proportionately wide. Have you touched since you said you were putting it down? That, oh, I haven't, because I've been working on my squares, and then I put the squares away. I got 8 squares done for our elfin squares, and I have started on the Gumball Afghan. The Gumball Afghan, you guys, is not going to take that long, because it's easy, it's fun, and the yarn I'm using is so... The yarn I'm using, that Brava worsted, like I said before, I've heard of Brava worsted for a long time. I've just never bought it. But when we picked out colors that evening on a live, Brava worsted had all the colors I wanted. So I get this yarn, and it feels like what Red Heart with Love used to feel like. It feels like what... Hi, Trudy! It feels like what Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn, used to feel like. Like that true spongy, it's like, you know, crocheting with the softest of sponges, you know, like a sponge that was put into yarn form. And I just love that yarn. So yeah, it's not going to take long, because I do love the yarn I'm using, and it's a fun, easy pattern. So fun and easy. And Robin, this last time I was coming back across that second row of single crochets. Oh yeah, Minecraft colors. Next week, $40. If you want to make... I am praying for you. I'm going to Bible coloring, journaling with... Okay. Have a great time, Denisha. Thank you for the prayers. Robin is going to have a Minecraft-inspired color pack ready next week on the Bigfoot Yarns website, or you just contact her personally for $40 plus shipping. And Robin, I this last time I came back across with that second row of single crochets, I started doing what you were talking about. So I had to really slow down and concentrate, make sure I was going in the right spot. But that was a heads up for me. I'm like, wow, that doesn't look right. So I think I was just getting a little too lackadaisical as to where those single crochets were at the bottoms of those stitches. And I had to go back. But I went back and did it. I did that. When did I do that? I was sitting in the truck, and I was on a live. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I was working on that, and it's like, wow, I don't know where the mistake is. I decided not to knock myself out trying to figure out where the mistake was. Yes, you have to look at the stitches. Yeah, you have to count them. You have to count them across, because it's two single crochet at the beginning and 2 single crochet at the end, but you have to count the 4 in between the chains. So yeah, I had to slow down. I actually ripped that out during Rad Girls yesterday and redid that row. Like, what the heck? Because I got to the end and my count wasn't right. You know, I didn't have 2 stitches left after that last chain. I'm like, let me just, you know, instead of knocking myself out trying to figure out where the mistake was, I just redid it. Because it's fun. It's a fun pattern. And I love that yarn. So I just did it by numbers, and the second time through it was fine. But it was fun. It was so fun. And Christine is crocheting. She's working on it. Nisi is doing it. there's a link to the Mountain States Children's Home website, and you can find out more about what they do. Helping children go through some transitions that are pretty, you know, some upheaval in their lives. I just love that place. I love what they do. I love what they're all about, helping those kids. So we need many, many hands doing our crochet along. It is a beautiful day, you guys. It is gorgeous. It's we've bumped up to 74 degrees out. Just gorgeous. I don't see buttercups growing along the side of the road down here because it's pretty arid. But up in Oregon, man, they are blooming. They're gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So you guys are welcome to send me pictures of progress of whatever you're working on, whether it's, you know, our crochet along or our elfin squares or something completely different. And then when I go live, I'll share pictures. And I usually share pictures when I get a chance on under the community tab. I love seeing what everybody else is working on. I get butterflies in my stomach when I look at a lot of people's work, because then that's where I start getting inspiration. That's what happened when I saw that video by Tony about those 80 granny squares she did in fingering weight wool, merino wool, from all those mini hanks that she collected and all those advents, and put it together. I get butterflies in my stomach. I think, oh, that is so gorgeous. I want to do that. My version isn't going to be nearly as fabulous as hers, but I think it's going to be pretty great. And it's going to take me a while because I'm collecting those hanks. So I'm looking for stores that sell, and it's going to take a while. You know, like I said, this is just like a this is going to be a progress for a while. Where, like, I just bought a couple of hanks off that yarn store. Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank you. The kids, we really want all of them to have our handmade items for Christmas this year. Thank you. And so, yeah. And their capacity is 30 kids. And even if you want to make gifts for the house parents, wouldn't that be great? If anybody, you know, has the time or the desire to do more. The house parents, think about the house parents and what they might like. What would be practical for them? Or maybe they would like an Afghan for themselves, or some bunnies for themselves. But mostly we're trying to get those 30 kids gifts from all of us. So anyway, you know, this is probably going to take a year or two. Yes, dear. This is probably going to take a year or two of me collecting hanks of 100% superwash merino in a DK to get set up for this blanket that I want to make. So I'm very excited about that. And I'll probably use a little bit bigger hook because I know Tony used a 4mm. There is a wish list for each. Yes, there is. There is a wish list, and if any of you are so inclined to, you know, fulfill some wish list stuff on there, please check out their wish list. Well, I think and I've heard of the pickle jar. I've heard of that thing. I've heard of of the pickle jar thing. I'm going to be kind of just individually buying like hanks of DK superwash merino, like very like I'm not going to buy like a whole bunch, but that is a great way for people who want. Do we send the blankets wrapped or unwrapped? You know what, that's up to you. I'm not going to wrap mine. I'm going to, you know, send it in something that will keep it protected for shipping, and with a note to Darla that says, hey, you know, I think we should all have notes in there that give like an allergy warning if you're doing anything with wool in it, and that it came from a pet-friendly house, just in case somebody, you know, any of those kids have an allergy. I would also put a note in there that has like the washing, the care instructions. That way they have all that information. The pickle jar, you can't pick a color and it's all variegated. Well, I am picking variegated. I am absolutely going for variegated. But yeah, I'm going to be very methodical, and but I think the pickle jar, if somebody wanted to go that route and do something similar to what I'm doing, or similar to what Tony did with hers, I think that's an excellent option. I think that's an excellent idea. It's not what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be very specific. You know, when I buy these hanks, I want them a certain weight. I want them 100%. Yep, they're variegated, but I bet they work out beautifully. And are they all different weights? Tell me more about the yarn. Oh, do you have a few? I bet you do, Robin. I bet you do. That doesn't surprise me. So are they all the 100% superwash merino? Are they all a certain weight? Like, are they fingering weights? If they're mini skeins, a lot of times those are fingering weights, not all the time. Are they all different weights? You know, are they all different fibers? What comes in those jars? Yeah, I absolutely want variegated. No, it's the good hand-dyed stuff. Okay, that's great. And weights? They're all fingering weights. Okay, so that's smaller than what I'm doing. But what a great option for someone to do the same thing Tony did. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Kenworth. I'll bump it up 1 mile an hour just to, because you were so nice. I forget, you might get the 60 mini hanks fingering. Okay, and the fibers? Oh, wow. The fibers are, yeah, what kind of fibers are we talking about? I imagine is it all 100% superwash? All of them? Because that would be a great option. Oh, people driving like idiots. Yeah, not that I was thinking of that. Okay, but that, you know, if it's all, you know, the same fiber and they're all fingering weights, that would be a great option if someone wanted to do it like Tony did. Superwash merino, that is wonderful. What a great option for that. So, that is a great idea. But like I said, I'm going to do the DK, which means it's not going to be as fabulous as Tony's blanket, because she did it all in fingering weight, superwash merino, and she used a 4mm. So yeah, holy, that thing moves. It is gorgeous. Gives me butterflies. Makes me all inspired. But yeah, I'm going to take my time picking out certain hanks. the DK, and that way it'll, you know, I can use them for that third assignment in the crochet skills development course. Now it's a stupid, oh! Robin does not want to be inspired to do another blanket, especially a granny square blanket. Oh, it's 80-20, so it's kind of like a, oh, it's a blend? Oh, okay. But still, if you did nothing but, you know, all of those little mini hanks, think about what a beautiful blanket that would make. Oh, man. You could do little log cabin squares. You could do miter squares. You could do, oh, it's sock yarn. Okay. Each word skein is grams and approximate. You guys could do any kind of square. I mean, think about the log cabin square. Robin does not want to be inspired. She do not want to be inspired. 800 yards? Wait a minute. Okay, we're talking about two different things because Tina's talking about 24 yards. All of ours were skeins of 80% so 20% nylon. Oh, so it was all sock yarn. And that's what Tony suggests. She's like, you could take all those hanks of sock yarn and make, okay. You could take all those hanks of sock yarn that, you know, that have been collected over the years and turn it into something fabulous. And I think with a log cabin, oh my goodness, that would look so cool with log cabin squares. I mean, there are tons. You may have just inspired me. Oh, how fun would that be? I would love to see it if you do it. And her video of, and I have watched it several times, of her taking those squares that she did in 2020. She takes them and she lays them out on the bed next to Pepperoni, her puppy, Pepperoni puppy, and she lays them out in a couple of different, you know, ways. We skeins to make, oh, okay. Oh, wonderful. 23 yards per 800 total. Oh, I see in the pickle jar. Okay, so, yeah, and then she laid them out. She did 8 round grannies, and of course she does grannies the way I do, by turning them. And many of those hanks were variegated. Well, I think all of them were, and they were gorgeous. And she laid them out in a couple of different layouts and finally chose one, and then she stacked them up in order. And she just went to work doing that granny join, and she names whose tutorial she was following on YouTube. See, she's real people, you guys. She's real people. She follows all these fabulous crocheters on YouTube also, and follows their tutorials. And she did that in a creamy white, and then did a border, and oh, it is heartbreaking. You can buy bulk packs. Oh, see? That's a great idea. And that, I told her, that drape makes me, oh yeah, don't ask how I know. I don't know how. Somebody, a little bird told her. Not that she bought a whole bunch of them, but now, somewhere in the next couple of years, you might consider doing a blanket out of it. It took her like 2 days to put them together, and chose her second attempt. Yes, she did. And she did it in a beautiful fade from corner to corner. And oh, if any of you do that, I would love to see progress and finished pics, and I will share them out, you guys, and we will give Tony all the credit for the inspiration. the inspiration for that. Oh my goodness. Good question, George. Good question, George. So George is asking me how far I think I can get. So if I make it to, okay, somebody help me with some math. Does somebody have a calculator up? I need you to take 5 times 6 is 30. I bought the packs, 40 for 45 Canada, 50 for 55. Check it out at Aberdeen's Wool. Thank you, Tina. That is, see, and that's a great idea if somebody wanted to just buy those in a pack, you know, crochet up whatever squares, log cabin, mitered, granny is easy. I mean, holy cow. And you definitely want to do those by turning them and slip stitching to the corner, because you do not want a twist in your granny. You want those suckers balanced and squared up. But okay, so if I make it to mile marker 64 tonight, and I have 5 hours to drive tomorrow, well, yeah, let's just say 5 hours tomorrow, and I have, okay, so 5 times, what is 5 times 60? That would be 300. Actually, I'm going to say at least Millersburg. Okay, 5 times 6, yeah, that's, okay, so, but 5 times 55. What's 5 times 55? So he apparently went and did the math and got it figured out too. I think I can make it to Millersburg tomorrow, 275. Okay, sorry, George. Maybe Millersburg, maybe Walmart. Yeah, sorry, George. Somewhere between the Millersburg yard and the port. See, that's. Let's see. Good morning, Amy. I'll be flying by you later today. I am down by Patterson right now, so it won't be too long until in fact, I think I just passed Patterson. And we are discussing Tony at TL Yarncrafts. She recently, you probably heard me talk about this 50 million times, about how she recently took, well, in 2020, she took all of her fingering weight little mini, and she crocheted up 8 round granny squares, and she had them sitting in her whips for a long time. But she used a 4mm hook, so lots of drape, lots of movement in those squares. And then she recently took them and she did a granny stitch join with a cream color after all these variegated fingering weights wool yarns that she had collected and started doing these squares from. And she made the most gorgeous blanket. I mean, it's emotional. It is so gorgeous. And we're discussing, like, Tina suggested those mini hanks from Aberdeen. I saw the finished blanket. Oh, yes. And we're trying not to inspire Robin to add it to her Scorched Earth list. But I'm going to do a similar version. I'm combining a couple of different projects by doing it in 100% superwash merino in a DK and I want to make that blanket first of all, and second, there's a tutorial I plan on doing with grannies in a full-on blanket in a DK, so I'm combining the two. So mine won't have as much movement as hers, but Robin is putting earplugs in. La 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 la. She doesn't need any inspiration, and yeah, because Tina is talking about these sock yarns that Robin actually has in her stash. Oh, it is just such a gorgeous blanket. I'm tempted myself, but haven't ever used yarn that. I know, I've never made a project out of fingering. She's ignoring us, Tina. She doesn't want to talk to us anymore. Because we keep coming up with ideas. Let's turn that off. Okay. So I'm just going by. I'm at exit 441. We're at going by Joe's Travel Plaza. Little truck stop. I think I've spent the night there once in my life, and I was probably with either May or night. I don't remember. I do have some Hobby Lobby Superwash. Thanks, though. See, and I decided I'm going to take my time and pick out these hanks of 100% superwash merino in a DK, just at various yarn shops from various companies. And the fact that she used, I need to do something with it. Yes, absolutely. We need to do something with these yarns. Otherwise, they're being neglected, right? My problem is I want to do all the things all at once, all at the same time. And poor Robin gets roped into that. So do a lot of you. I'm sorry. I just get so excited. I want to do them all. So I'm going to do a DK weight. And the fact that she used a 4mm with that fingering weight tells me I need to bump up my, when I do swatches, I need to bump up my hooks. Yes, but no time. Wonder what all those little squares would look like joined with velvet yarn. Oh, see, now there's an idea. See how creative we are? We get all these ideas going and all these different options. Yeah, I'm going to have to jump up in my crochet hook because I like usually going smaller in my hooks because I like a pretty closely woven fabric. But to get that kind of drape in a DK. Another idea, Robin. Yeah, joined with a velvet yarn. Whoop, whoop. Look at the ideas flowing in here. That would be so cool. So cool. And who's to say you can't do that? Right? I'm going to stick pretty close to what Tina, I've been talking about some of Tina's videos, but what Tony did with that granny blanket, and I'm probably going to join in a really creamy white and do what she did because I'm going to use all these rich blues and purples and turquoises in the variegateds. Yeah, it's probably all hand wash anyways. Yes, yeah, it probably is. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Oh, I love her. I do love her. I do love Tina. And her projects are just so fabulous. Now there's another gal, and I can't think of the name of her. I'm switching gears here. I'm off down another rabbit hole. This gal, I can't think of her name, but she likes crocheting spiders and skulls and webs and all those kinds of things. Yeah, I think in Iceland, yes.
10.25 miles, keep right on I-5.
Yes, ma'am. But she does mosaic, and she does a lot of specialty stitches in mosaic. And I'm getting ready to do a mosaic workshop in October that involves some one in particular specialty mosaic stitch. Are we talking about the gal who likes to do skulls and spiders and does a lot of specialty mosaic work? I was just watching one of her specialty stitches videos yesterday because I was looking to see if the stitch that I want for this particular mosaic project is, and it wasn't exactly, I mean, yeah, it wasn't exactly. So I'm going to do I'm thinking that I'm going to do a bobble stitch in a mosaic project, a small mosaic project, and do a workshop in October. I've really been looking at a lot of different options for color work, for a small color work project to do a workshop on it. I think I've come up with it. Wow, what on earth? What is going on here? Oh, that just looked weird. Nothing weird's going on here. Nothing to see here. I thought this trailer was like sitting there with no wheels in the rest area, but I just no, there's wheels on it. It's connected to a tractor. It's all good, Dana. Relax. Yeah, I believe tomorrow I can make it somewhere between Millersburg and Portland.
Be either of the two right lanes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She's getting all bossy on me again. Yeah, what is the name of that gal who does the specialty mosaic stitches? In fact, if you search on YouTube for specialty mosaic crochet stitches, her video should pop up. And she does a lot of like skulls and spiders and spider webs, and you know that's her wheelhouse. And it's fascinating to watch her video of hers. Like, I've seen it a couple of times now, and I was watching it again yesterday. She does have a kind of bobble stitch as one of her specialty mosaic stitches. Sixel Design, thank you. Yes. She is a super creative lady. Oh, I know, but it's mosaic, and mosaic is easy, you guys. It is easy. I love how creative she is. Sixel Designs, yes, she is wonderful. She is goth style, is saying that she kind of leans towards the goth. Is that appropriate to say? You know, I grew up in the 80s, and that's what we would have called that. You know, maybe she calls it something else. Where I'm more of a craftsman. You know, like California bungalow, arts and crafts, craftsman's, you know, design. That's my wheelhouse. But you know, where some people like Victorian things, and I like arts and crafts. I don't necessarily like the prairie style of homes that are so linear and horizontal. I prefer more like the Doc Brown mansion in Back to the Future. That kind of California craftsman style, where she goes a completely different direction, but her creativity is amazing. It is amazing. I wasn't sure about her either, but she has the talent. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's not my taste, but it is, what she does is fabulous. It is fabulous. I saw her on someone's, oh really? Oh, cool. I'd like to see the replay of that. Wonder whose live she was on. Very creative lady. Frank Lloyd Wright is, yeah, see, and you know, that's, when I think, I mean, yes, arts and crafts, craftsman, you know, Frank Lloyd Wright's name comes up, but when it comes to home design, I'm not into that real horizontal, linear prairie style. You're racking your brain. Okay, well, if you think of it, let me know, because that's something I would. But oh, yes, absolutely. And she uses so many cool colors. You know, she's not just like, when I say goth, I think of, you know, the goth style from when I grew up in the 80s. And I'm not sure that is really descriptive of what she does. Yes, you know, there's a lot of Halloween-y kind of stuff going on in her designs, but she uses color, you guys. Lots of color. It is gorgeous. It is good. Yeah, but Frank Lloyd Wright, that horizontal, you know, linear look, that is not what I go for. I go for, you know, the California bungalow. Craftsman bungalow. Love that. Oh, and I love the Yarn Geek. I love her. She's great. Her and Ella, no catchy name. I love them both. I watch them. I let them play kind of in, you know, the background when I'm driving or doing stuff. I like listening to them. Very much so. Okay, you guys, I'm about ready to get into traffic, and we've been on here long enough. We've been on here a while. I'm not going to make this a marathon. I need to come up with a plan for tomorrow and give George an answer so that we can relay this load. Unfortunately, I mean, I kind of wanted to relay, you know, normally these loads that go up to Seattle, you know, I drop in Portland and then a local will take it. Yes, I do want to watch. You know, a local will take it up there because I don't like Seattle, but, you know, I got a really lame excuse about why that couldn't happen yesterday, and I wasn't going to argue with it. Which was fine, but then I went and looked at my hours last night, and it's like, oh, apparently we're going to need to relay. So I got to figure out where we're going to relay and help George, you know, figure that out, get the information in the planner. So, got to get that done. Got to do my job. You know, I really love these live drives with you guys. I really enjoy. We really get the creativity flowing in here, right? Thanks, you know, thanks for brainstorming with me on colors and yarns and projects. That's what I live for. And that those Aberdeen mini hanks, that is a great idea. I don't think Robin likes it because she might have to put it on her list. Sorry, Robin. Okay? Okay, I love you guys. Bye.